Well, I think when I went to Mohawk, I knew I wanted to be in advertising, but it just absolutely reinforced that advertising was a great field. And so I'm just really happy that Mohawk kind of ignited a passion, and a passion I still have about 17 years later. There's three instructors I had. Peter Dyer was more on the creative side in the advertising program. Bob Dawson the first year was more on the media side, and then Kathy Ozels was the teacher, was on more media and general business and so on. So those were the three that definitely had agency experience, and it wasn't just what we learned about the X's and O's of advertising and marketing. It was a lot of just how an agency works is probably what I enjoyed the most. I absolutely believe it's our responsibility to give back to a community, find something you feel very passionate about, and use a percentage of your time throughout the year to donate and do something great. Like when I've done some of these things in the past with teams that I work with, that's the important thing, is it's something I've been passionate about, and if you're going to do some great work, then do something absolutely brilliant that people get noticed.
About 5 or 6 years ago, Scott had been flipping through the newspaper, and there were a series of really violent hockey fights involving parents. And, you know, parents fighting in the stands when their like 6-year-old toddlers were on the ice. And it became a huge front page issue, at least in the Vancouver papers. There were 3 or 4 successive stories over a period of about a month. So Scott came up with the idea of doing a campaign which would remind parents of the real nature of hockey, in that it's just a game. It's a game that we all love. It's a national passion and a pastime, but that it wasn't worth, fighting in the stands for. So that was sort of his idea, and basically he called up Hockey Canada and ran the idea of doing a campaign by them, and they thought it was fantastic. So at that point he got me and a couple other creative people involved, and we worked on coming up with a campaign, television, radio. It was a multimedia campaign to launch this initiative called Relax, It's Just a Game. The funniest thing about Scott is that when I first started working with Scott, the one thing that I think this is what everyone's reaction when they first meet Scott, is his laugh. He has the most insane laugh out of anyone I've perhaps ever met.
The great thing about Scott is he's got this infectious, personality that really just makes everyone enjoy their work a lot more. And he's a really great leader that way. I mean, he's such a team player that he just really brings he rallies up the troops and gets them going. Yeah, he runs the business really well. He's a great account person, but he's also a fantastic creative person as well. And the one thing he said, which I always thought was fantastic, was he said, you know what, there's not just one creative department. The entire agency is a creative department. Every individual needs to be creative, and that kind of attitude has really helped us differentiate ourselves amongst the market.
I think what's great about tonight, and I think what's great about this kind of an award, is this is a guy who has come from arguably sort of small town beginnings and made it in the big city. And whether people realize it or not, this guy's been on a trajectory for quite a while now, but through all on his own. So no help from anybody. And I think that's a real testament to both his fortitude, but as well as that, it's pretty neat and something to be pretty proud of on the part of his parents. I know he's very close with his parents, and I think that it's pretty great to see that kind of success in someone at as young an age as he is. And I love Canadian success stories like this. I think it's fantastic when someone like Scott comes along and is just all heart, totally who he is, honest to the core, and has had this kind of great success. So kudos to him.